PlayStation State of Play update. Shift Up gives us an update on their follow-up to Stellar Blade, and we've got a Resident Evil 9 update as well. All that and more in today's video. Please like the video, subscribe to never miss a gaming update, and share the video to help grow our community. We'll also be going over comment of the day. Be sure to leave a comment as you could be featured in the next video. Now, as far as this State of Play goes, we already know that there's a lot of information floating around about a State of Play happening sometime this week. And of course, we have a pretty reliable source, Shinobi602, hinting to there being a State of Play announced tomorrow. Over on Reset Era, somebody says, it's my birthday tomorrow, so that's obviously when they'll announce the State of Play, and Shinobi says, happy birthday, smiley face. And so people have taken this to mean that he's teasing a State of Play, and he usually doesn't necessarily do this kind of thing. And when he does, it is very, very legitimate, and it does end up paying off. So people have thought that, yes, there could be a State of Play announced tomorrow. Now, of course, we've talked about a State of Play previously, as Jeff Grubb and some other sources have said that there was going to be one in June, and we've kind of gathered that this was going to be an event that followed alongside, whether it was before or after Summer Game Fest. And so this is just further credence to that. Now, remember that if Sony's going to do an event this week, it only made sense for it to be given to us as an announcement on Monday, or obviously today being Tuesday. I believe that it is going to drop today, and this just further solidifies that for me personally. Of course, with the way Sony does it, they could announce this in the morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, could be 10 a.m. Eastern, could be 4 p.m. Eastern. Like, they really don't have a specific schedule of when they decide to do their announcements for when they're doing a State of Play or whatever type of event it is. But it seems as though this is clearly going to be a State of Play as far as this goes, and it doesn't really surprise me. Jeff Grubb even said he was feeling it was more likely that this was going to be a State of Play. So further solidifies this with Shinobi saying something of the same nature. Now, we'll see what happens, right? Could very well be a big State of Play. Doesn't mean it's going to be a small one or an insignificant one, but there's a lot that PlayStation could show us at a State of Play. I personally would love to see Saros. I would love to see Wolverine. Love to see Ghost of Yotei. I know some people have said that they're pretty convinced on Ghost of Yotei. They don't need any more of that. But for me personally, I would like to see that again. And I do want to see whatever else they got going on. Intergalactic likely wouldn't be there anyway, but at the very least, I feel like we need to see some more about Saros and Wolverine at the very, very least, but we'll see what PlayStation decides to do. And obviously they got third-party titles as well, and third-party exclusives that they've always got lined up. So I'm sure we'll see more about that as well, especially with, what is it, Lost Soul Aside that's coming up very soon. It's probably a good place for them to show more of that as well. So let me know what you guys think of this potential State of Play. Do you think it's happening? Who knows? Maybe when you're watching this, it's already been confirmed. That's very, very plausible. But what are you expecting at this State of Play, and what would you like to see? Give me your wish list, top 3 expected announcements or announcements you'd like to personally see.
Hey, brother.
Now, next we're talking about Shift Up's new IP. If you guys don't know Shift Up, they made Stellar Blade, also Nikki Goddess of Victory. Of course, they are working on a new project which they were calling Project Witches, but now have renamed it to Project Spirits, and they've dropped some artwork with 2 anime-looking ladies who are very voluptuous, to say the least here. The game is being described as a subculture cross-platform title, which embraces Eastern fantasy. The blurb continues in quotes, as a new intellectual property following Stellar Blade and Nikki, it is currently in development as a top-tier quality game for the industry, building on Shift Up's proven track record and expertise in IP creation demonstrated through previous projects. The company is currently recruiting for the release across a number of roles, including character artists, level designers, monster artists, and writers. It specifically mentions proficiency with Unreal Engine 5, open worlds, and JRPGs. And the initial artwork definitely feels more Nikki than Stellar Blade, and there are explicit references to anime games in the job listing. The dev says it's aiming for a 2027 release, so not even that far, man. And it's crazy to think they're working on a Stellar Blade sequel, and they're also working on this, and those releases seem pretty close together, so they've got a lot going on, a lot that we can expect in the near future. Personally speaking, you know, Shift Up made a great game with Stellar Blade. I'm very excited to play it on the PC and to see what Stellar Blade 2 looks like. And of course, Project Spirits, looks like it could be interesting as well. Hopefully the gameplay does follow up what we've come to expect from Shift Up, and I guess time will tell. But it doesn't seem like we'll be waiting too long. You know, the footage that we have, which is basically a piece of key art here, it doesn't tell us much other than there's swords in it, and it's looking a lot like something similar of those games that we've seen, like Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact, Zenless Zone Zero, these type of games as far as art style goes. So I'm wondering if that's what their aim is here, but nonetheless, I'm super excited for this. I want to see what they can do, and we'll definitely give it a chance whenever it does drop. Let me know what you guys are thinking of Project Spirits. Are you interested? Are you not interested? Let me know down below.
Temperance, child.
Next, we're talking about Resident Evil 9. According to YouTube channel Screenfire Germany, the Resident Evil 9 reveal will happen during Summer Game Fest on June 6th. Specifically, this will include the first trailer for the game and a release date in the first quarter of 2026. In quotes, we'll see the first trailer for Resident Evil 9 at the Summer Game Fest on June 6, 2025, with a targeted release in the first quarter of 2026. I suspect it will be at the end of March for the 30th anniversary, because Capcom mentioned in their investor report that they don't expect any significant sales increase by then, which is Q1. Dusk Golem has also corroborated these claims on X. Dusk Golem says they are 95% positive Resident Evil 9 will be revealed during the Summer Game Fest presentation. In quotes, again, not like I can give 100% confirmation. No one's directly told me or the like, but at this point, I'm like 95% positive we're on the verge of RE9 being revealed at Summer Game Fest. This is the first time behind the scenes. There's a lot of buzz in the grapevine, lots of rumbling. So pretty much saying there's a lot of noise, a lot of people talking about this happening, but nobody has told him directly that this is the case. So it's looking like Resident Evil 9 is very, very likely to be here at Summer Game Fest. Obviously, a lot of us are excited for Resident Evil 9. I've seen a lot of comments about people excited. Personally speaking, I am looking forward to Resident Evil 9. I loved Village, and this is just the next entry of this franchise. Like, I'm super excited to see what they do with the game, and if they can really top their last experience that they gave us. Like, Capcom's been on a pretty crazy run, so I think most people who are into RE are going to love whatever RE9 has to offer. Obviously, we'll talk more about it once we get more information. But yeah, I mean, Resident Evil 9 being here based on this information and, you know, Capcom's first quarter expectations, I feel like it makes sense for it to be there based on all that. But we'll see what happens. Personally speaking, I think oftentimes we have things leak out before the events, and so this is just another situation where that's likely what's happening here. So we've got a big week this week, right? We've got so many events that are supposed to be coming. Xbox is doing their thing. Summer Game Fest is happening. PlayStation State of Play is supposed to be happening. There's so much greatness happening this week, and we're definitely going to cover it all. Please, guys, if you want to stay up to date, consider hitting that sub button. You won't regret it. You're going to enjoy all the great news that we have coming for you. Let me know if you're excited for Resident Evil 9. Do you think it's going to be at Summer Game Fest, and what are you hoping to see from the next entry? Now, lastly, we're going to be talking about comment of the day. Please consider leaving a comment, as you could be featured in the next video. And this comment comes from @sexyman, spelled SECKSY man, and says, Ghost of Yotei is going to be better than the first game and a gaudy contender. That's my prediction. Now, while I think that Sucker Punch can make very solid games, and I think that Ghost of Yotei has potential to be a very great game, I don't know that it can beat Expedition 33, right? Expedition 33 has kind of shocked the world in the games industry. And I think that, in my opinion, Expedition 33 is likely going to sweep the Game Awards. I think that's what's going to happen this year. It's kind of insane to think about. This indie studio comes out with 33 developers, creates one of the best stories, one of the best turn-based gameplay experiences we've ever seen. And it's just mind-boggling that this is the case. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I think that Expedition 33 is not only my game of the year, but I think it's going to take a whole lot of awards at the Game Awards this year. We'll see what happens. That's just my 2 cents. But of course, Ghost of Yotei is not out yet, so that could very well change. Until we play it, that's where I'm sitting right now. Let me know what your game of the year is so far, and if you're looking forward to Ghost of Yotei. But that is all I have for you guys in today's video. Please like the video, consider subscribing. We are on the road to 20K subscribers. We're hoping to get there by the end of the year. You guys could really help us a lot by hitting that subscribe button. I appreciate everybody who does. I thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you on the next one.